we've got here is failure to communicate. Some men you just can't reach.
The trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Where's the cue ball going? Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Put 'em up! Hasta la vista, baby.
Things look bad. It looks like you're not gonna make it. And you gotta get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. That's just the way it is.
Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome back to VP4TV. Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. We are here after all the 12 weeks of the Winter 9-Ball League have been completed. We're here for playoffs, which I don't quite understand. Especially when the playoffs, when the league only had 4 teams in it and the playoffs has 4 teams in it as well. But anyway, we're here for it. Again, I don't know whether all the teams are going to show up. But if we look at, not that, that's not what we want to look at. In fact, that's not what we want to look at either. Where the hell is it? There it is. We've got the playoff tab, which shows that the Tactical Geniuses today are playing the 9-ball shots, and the Gamblers are playing Team Philippines. But even though I am the non-playing team captain of the Tactical Geniuses, I am going to congratulate my team on their success after having come in from behind all the way through the league season to clinch it on the final week. So well done to my team, and unlucky to the Gamblers who had the lead all the way through. But we dug deep when we had to. There was a couple of weeks where it was very dodgy, but we dug out victories from almost nothing, and we deserved a win in the end. So these are the matches today, and they go ahead at the top of the hour. Now, as far as my team's concerned, we have Matt, Larry, and the one person who is still absent, and I don't see him, is Tam, who is supposed to be in today, and he should be here in plenty of time, and he's cutting it real fine. And the reason that Matt is in is Bill was scheduled to play, but Bill, having been away for 10 days, had fallen ill. You can only see the live stream page. What do you mean? Oh, hang on a minute, Matt. Sorry about that. I've got the bloody screensaver on. There we go. That's better. I forgot all about that. Thanks for telling me. Now, what was I saying there? Yes, Bill has caught COVID, and he let me know during the week that he thought he was going to maybe be good to go for today, but he didn't think he would. So he gave me advance notice of it, that he wouldn't be. So that's why Matt is back in. So Matt is here, Larry's here, and no Tam. This always worries me. And we're almost knocking on the door at the top of the hour. And he's leaving it very fine. Now, the only other thing is I've got no other communication with Tam other than messaging through VP4. I don't have him on Facebook. So I've no way of contacting him. So even if something has cropped up, but let me just check my emails. Just give me a second. Well, nothing, Tam has arrived at the last minute. I think he does this bloody deliberately just to scare me. But certainly we're double checking to see if I had any messages, but we've got none there. So he has arrived. So the tactical geniuses have got a full team again, which is good. Again, I don't know about the other teams, and frankly, as I say, I couldn't care less. It's up to them to show up. So if we look at the actual teams today, we've got, as I said, Matt, Bill and Tam are in. And for the gamblers, you've got Brainful Out, Preacher and Semi-Pro again. And was Bedhead in last week? Was he? Did Bedhead get a game? I can't remember anyway. Bobby Barris and Sergresh and Bankster are the three for the 9-ball shots. And Team Philippines, Houdini, Spudboy and Keith. Now, one person I don't see here is Keith. So the one thing I do have is I can get a hold of him, because he's probably forgotten all about it and he's probably not even sure that he's in the team. So just give me a minute. I'm going to go to Facebook and try and get a hold of him. Yeah, he's definitely not in away mode. So I've just messaged Keith on Facebook to see if we can get a hold of him. The league rooms are up, and Keith's supposed to be up against Semi-Pro. Now, if he's gone out of town and totally forgotten about it, or if he hasn't been notified that he's in the team, then that's not his problem. If somebody hasn't told him he's in the team, then he's not going to make arrangements to be here, or he's not going to let them know that he can't make it. So whoever set the team, obviously, Paul hasn't been. There's been no sign of Paul for the last 3 weeks, as far as I know. In the league, good evening to Mark. So goodness knows what happened. I'm going to tab out once more. Hang on. Right, well, I've had no immediate response from him, so that's not a good sign. So let's just go to the live match tab now so we can jump back and forward. Matt's sitting there waiting and Bobby Barris showing up. So he's obviously another one that's missing. And I don't know whether Preacher or Houdini are both not here. So that's why those matches aren't going ahead. So it's not looking good. I think there's a few people are probably confused as to the end of the league last week and now supposedly having a 2-week playoff, and maybe they just can't be asked. Maybe that's the excuse. Good afternoon to Bill. So now has Houdini showed up? Now Houdini's there. So let me just tab back to that. So Bobby Barris isn't here, or the room would be going, and Keith isn't here, or that match would be going. So there's 2 missing. And I've tried to get a hold of Keith and get a response from him, and there doesn't seem to be one coming back. So he's probably out and about. But as I said, if nobody informs the people that they've been chosen for the league this week, or there's no vice captain to deal with it, if Paul isn't going to be around, then what's people supposed to do? Well, the thing is that this is why you should be here 15 minutes before the start, and that way it gives enough time for, you know, if there's no captain around, it gives the vice captain a chance to actually put another standby player in if they are available. You know, but if people don't conform to that basic rule, then you end up stitched up, a player down. So anyway, the matches are underway. We've got Matt sitting there waiting. Well, hopefully he's in the room. I presume he's in the room. Waiting in that timing out. And then that'll time out after, what, 10 minutes, is it? For the first match? And that'll be a 3 point on the board. And we've got Larry, who's given this 8 ball to Bankster. They're still in the first rack. We've got Tam against Sergresh. Tam's getting the 6 ball. Tam's 1-0 down at the moment. And then in the bottom matches, we've got Preacher and Houdini just starting, and Brain Pull Out and Spudboy just starting. So I'm going to do one more quick tab and then we'll pop around the rooms. Right. Well, he's either not got Facebook on his phone, or he's just, you know, he doesn't have his phone with him, or he's busy and not really wanting to get dragged into it. So the gamblers are going to get a 3 point. Right, so we'll start from top to bottom. We'll jump into the Larry Bankster match, if we can get in. Well, I hope you're feeling a bit better, Bill. If you are and recovered, you'll be in next week. If these second playoffs are going to go ahead, I haven't a clue what's happening, to be honest with you. I can't see the point in this at all. But what I can see is Bankster's going to be 2-0 up here against Larry. And Larry has lost 11 racks in a row if you go from last night's Friday night 9-ball final, where he was playing Spectre Dawn. Larry lost the final 9-0, which meant I got to my bed a bit earlier. And he's lost the first 2 racks in the league today as well. So that's a record that Larry's probably not wanting to be reminded of. So the push out was played, and Larry's put Bankster back in. I'm surprised he's done that, because Bankster's always going to take the bank on there. And it didn't go. And Larry's got trouble ahead. Now, is that the 4 ball that's tucked in? Let's have a look. It is the 4 ball. So the 4 ball set up as a combo, but Larry's already got himself out of line here. He's hooked in the 2. And he could have, if he was good on the 2, got up the table and got onto this 3 and tried to play the combo onto that 9 and 4. Well, did Bankster miss that by so much that he actually potted it off that 9 and 4? That looked so bad. And now it's turned out so good. Well, the sooner Larry wakes up to the fact that Bankster means business here, the better for Larry's cause. I think I better get out of the room, because I'm not helping his case at the moment. So, oh dear, Bankster's, well, he's going to probably get away with this, I think. I don't know. He obviously underhit that by quite a margin, and he has got away with it. And Larry didn't judge the little Massey and ball in hand. So the only thing Bankster has to do is pot everything, because he's no, tell a lie, he doesn't. He's on the 8 ball as his money ball, isn't it? I thought it was the 7. But it's going to be 3-0 here, barring an accident. Yeah, there's definitely no correspondence or return message from Keith, so he's left the building. Right, so Larry's got work to do. Let's just agree on that. Now Tam suddenly has turned everything around. He was 1-0 down to Sergresh, and he's now got himself into a 4-1 lead. Let's just jump in and see if we can jinx Tam. He's going to have to bump the back of this one now. If he can get this one with a decent little bit of pace here, he could kick this up in amongst behind those balls. No, he's playing it soft. He's going to leave it wide open. I might have hit that a bit firmer just to, in the off chance that it could have got tucked away behind those balls up table. And of course, with Tam not hitting the rail, given Sergresh ball in hand, but Sergresh has got a bit of manoeuvring to do here. Now that 4 ball does go. I mean, it's all about how good he is in this 3. And this looks pretty good to me. If it keeps going, well, he's fine. He can just roll forward. And there we go. There's the first point on the board for the gamblers. Well, he's played the draw shot. The only thing now is he's going to have to go through this 9 ball quite a bit, and the 8 ball, so that he can have a shot in the 5. So he's got the 9 well out of the way. He's got a good angle. Oh, now it needs to keep rolling because it's going to sort of no man's land. That's not bad. Well, the next one that should, let me just double check. Aye, Matt's still not got an opponent. So, oh, I must have missed that result. That must have gone through and I never saw it. So it's a point each for the tactical geniuses and the gamblers, but unfortunately a free point because of a forfeit. So that was a good rack for Sergresh there. He needed that to stay in touch. So 4-2. The 4 ball goes in. 7 ball follows it. And the 3 ball is blocking the 1. So we'll leave Tam and Sergresh to go on with it. Let's drop into the bottom group. We've got Preacher with Houdini. And that's a scratch match. This might take a while as well, I think. Oh, I thought we were going to have problems getting into the room. So they're 1 apiece now. That cue ball's heading to the side pocket. Just gone past it. There's quite a few matches on the Virtual 9-ball World Championships that have been arranged. I think there's well, there's a few, but there's not many that I want to live stream. And there's obviously other reasons I can't do them because of the time of day that they're at as well. But I think there's going to be at least one on Sunday night. I can't remember what one it is, but I'm sure there's one on Sunday night. In fact, I think there's one tonight. There's one starts at 7 tonight. But while we're just rabbiting about it, let's go and have a look. Let's just leave that room. And we'll have a quick reminder. /SB. And we'll have a look and see. Right, we have the Reed Man and Pop Man. They start at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock. We've got Eloquente and Paul, who are due to play on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. So that's one that I've definitely not been there for. Aussie Mick Sergeresh, that's at 3 p.m. I won't be there either because I'll be coming home from work. Smoking Sid and Cobra at 7 o'clock. I will be there for that one on Sunday night. We've got Mooncake and Pie. That kicks off at the same time, doesn't it? 7 o'clock. And then we've got Acero and Rabi on Tuesday at 1 p.m. And I probably won't be there for that either, because although Tuesday's when I finish my work for my days off, I probably won't be home in time. Albinario and Wink at Me have set their match for Thursday next week, and that is at 8 o'clock. I should be okay for that. We've got Spud Boy and Real Poland Power. That is for Tuesday coming. And of course, that's at US time. I won't be there for that. In fact, tell a lie, if it's Tuesday at 11 p.m., I possibly could do, but maybe Slim wants to do it, seeing as it's more suited to his time. LS3 Interchange X. That is for next Sunday at 8 p.m. So that's the matches that are scheduled at the moment. Now, where the hell's the league went to? There we are. Right. So there's one more match to pop in and have a look. And quick update. Larry's on the board. The bad news for Larry is he's already 6-1 down. So Larry's on a beating there at the moment unless he can turn it around. Tam is still in front, 5 racks to 2. Spud Boy is on a roll here. You mean a non-real time? You mean a non-real time league? Not a real time league, you mean a non-real time. Because that's what the big tournaments are. I don't think Steve foreseen that as an option. And needless to say, it'd be far too much work to be doing for very little interest in it. You only have to look at them. You only have to look at the amount of teams that we struggle to get in the league. So it's not worth the effort. In all honesty, that'll be his answer to that. Well, so this match is giving Spud Boy the 8 ball. So you're just trying to catch that thin enough to let the cue ball run out, but you see how the spin sort of kills it. I mean, he's still got a cut, but the one thing that's going to prevent him getting out here is that 7 ball. Well, they're going to take a little while to resolve this until that 7 ball is opened up. Tam is now 6-3 up against Sergeresh, but Larry's going to need some help here. I need to go in and see if I can jinx Bankster. In fact, talking about leagues, I mean, the league idea that Semi-Pro had, that died a death before it even got off the ground. And again, it's simply because I don't think a lot of people understood what it was all about for a start. I certainly didn't. In terms of payment, I never ever worked out how the payment was supposed to work in terms of paying an entry fee to it. And I think a lot of other people were a bit clueless as to what was going on. But I think the main problem is there's not enough people in VP4 to run something like that. There just simply isn't enough bodies. There's not enough traffic to make it worth your while to try and run something like that. This is as good as it's going to get, the way I see it. It ain't going to get any better than this. But it's people actually prepared to play in it. You know, if you set up a numpty league where no champs are allowed in it, that might get a bit more interest. The only way you'll know about it is if you advertise it and you set it up as such. If you keep people out over a certain rating limit of, say, let's say 2,000. Let's say 2,050. If the rating is over that, then you don't let them in it. And see if you can run a league like that. I don't know. Well, when banksters get money balls going in the break, Larry's really back against the wall now. He's 8-1 down, and I don't think I think all I've done is help Bankster come into the room. Oh, I'll tell you, Larry's had some bad stick with this handicap over the weeks he's played in this league. He's had no favours whatsoever. But at least he eventually stopped the rot in terms of racks against him from last night. He's got one on the board. And just double checking on my phone there, still absolutely no response from Keith. So he's obviously somewhere that he's not available, or he doesn't want to even be available. He doesn't even want to acknowledge he's had a message and even come up with an explanation. But like I say, if he was never told, or he's not paying attention to any messages from VP4, then he won't be any the wiser. So he wouldn't even know that he was in the team for today. So that's down to the team captains or vice captains to let each member of the team know who's who and who's playing and who isn't. If you don't have the basic common sense to organise that, then you're going to stitch yourself and your teammates up. Well, I think we can safely suggest that this game is over. Game, set and match. Larry was well past the stage there where he can afford any mistakes. He's made one. And Bankster is going to finish this off here. Well, that's all over. A heavy loss there for Larry. So that'll be confirmed. And that ties up the match at 1 apiece once that updates. So now it's down to Tam, who still has a lead at 7 racks to 4 in that match. Let's just pop in and have a quick look. Well, Tam at the table. And he's, well, here's a gift and a half. Ball in hand on the 6th ball. There you go. So he's on the hill. One ball is gone, 6th ball is gone, and it's game, set, and match. There we go. That's a quick result. So that restores the lead to the Tactical Geniuses, and that's all the first matches complete as far as that goes. Now, meanwhile, like I said earlier, this Preacher Houdini match could be a long one. They've only played 4 racks, so they're at 2 apiece. We've got Spud Boy, who's again slowly but surely building up a very comfortable lead as well. He's 5-0 up, so let's go in and see if we can jinx him and get Brainful out into the match. Doesn't look like it. So just this 6 ball and any half decent shot in this 8 ball, and he's going to be 6-0 up. I thought Steve might have been around today, and I was hoping I would get him in Discord to ask him a couple of questions about why the hell are we doing these playoffs. But no sign of him. He may well be sat down watching the golf. So Spud Boy is looking good here. No, Bobby Barris ain't here. He's not present. So just sit in the room, Tam. That's all you need to do, and it'll time out. Oh dear. Oh dear, the yawning started. But that's not really because I'm tired, that's because I've not long had my dinner. And I always want to fall asleep after I've had my meal. Well, Spud Boy, Spud Boy's come good these past few weeks in this league. And that's finished not too bad. Now, if he rolls this cue ball right out and he just lets it roll out, if he goes too far, he can have the 5 ball up past that 8 ball. The angle he's got is perfect, I think. But if he just rolls it short, he can have the 5 into the side. Now, you see what I mean? He's gone a wee bit too far, but no problem. The only problem is he's got to make sure he's not drawing back and finishing on top of this 6 ball. Well, he's leaving the sort of partial bedhead cut. So Brainful out, better get ready to pounce here. This is a test for Spud Boy. And of course, he just needs the 6 and then the 8. Go 7-0 in front. But he ain't missing. He ain't not even thinking of missing. So, Spud Boy, very healthy lead here. Right, so let's check on the scores. Well, Matt and Bankster are just underway. Bobby Barris is not present, so Tam just sits there and waits to get his point. And Larry and Sergresh have started. Sergresh is getting last two, and Sergresh is 1-0 up in that match. Houdini and Preacher, well, it's 3-2 to Preacher. That match may well have another hour to go. Right, so we'll pop in and have a look at this match with Bankster and MC Clarkey. Good afternoon to Chimpy. I never even noticed there. Too busy watching. Focusing on the matches rather than focusing on the chat. So Matt has given Bankster the 7 ball. But I don't think he's going to be giving him it in this rack. See, the other thing is that, you know, you could, if the leagues were set up in such a way, if the actual code was set the right way for the leagues, you could have had a league phase, like a group phase. Although they call it's got the league tab in the lobby, you could call it a group phase. And you could have like a virtual 9-ball world championship where there's, like, say, let's say there was, for an example, let's say there was 64 players signed up for the virtual 9-ball world championships. Well, what you would have then would be like what the real world championships were at one time. I don't know whether they still are, but you could have the round robin phase where it's like a group, it would be like 8 groups of 8, and you could arrange your matches in that league phase, and then of course it would be like the top 4 would go through out of each group to the knockout phase or something like that. But again, that was never thought of. Well, no prizes for guessing what Matt's going to do here. If that 2-ball goes past the 5, he's going to stick him on it. Unless he fancies trying to cut this in. Just a quick look before he plays it. No, he can't do that, I don't think. He's going for the cut. I thought that 2-ball would squeeze past the 5, but the angle he's sitting at isn't right, and that was a dodgy cut. I don't know what the hell it is, Chimpy. I haven't a clue. If that's the case, then why the hell are we having another one next week? You know what I mean? To me, the way I'm working it out, we play the Gamblers again next week. What the hell for? That's what I don't understand. I'm totally baffled as to why we're doing this. It's got me puzzled. That's Larry said last night. Larry said last night that there's another payout at the end of these playoffs. I don't know, because when we were in the first league last year, my team didn't qualify for the playoffs as far as I know, so we weren't involved in it. But seemingly every team qualifies for the playoffs this year round, but we never qualified last time. And all we got was whatever payout there was at the end of the actual season. And only Steve knows out. No, you're not missing out on any V dollars if you were in the actual squad. If you were in the squad, you should get payment. Doesn't mean I don't. Now again, I don't know. What do you mean you're out? But you out the league? Did you withdraw? Well, if you've withdrawn, then you don't get jack. Whatever your reasons were for that. Only them that are still in the squad will get that, I would assume. So, Matt off and running, 2 in front. Bankster up against it. Although if he played the way he did against Larry, then he shouldn't doubt his ability to pop balls and get to that 7 ball. So that's why, it's still dangerous having a 7 ball money ball if Matt starts making mistakes. Now that 3 ball could be got at, it'll pot it. I don't think there's any problem with the 3 ball. And see how he's got the right angle on it as well. He's playing well away from the 4, so he can go 2 rails or stun across to the long rail on the right, and he'll be on the 4. I notice on I have got Discord open just in case Steve was around, and I noticed that Chimpy was in playing some bloody silly golf game. Now, why is Chimpy throwing the toys out the pram as far as the league goes? Do you know, Mark? Did he have a tantrum with somebody? Did he have a fallout? Give us the gory details. No idea. It is a shitty golf game because I've looked at it. It's like one of those Japanese manga bloody stupid girdly golf games. That's what it looks like. Anything like that has to be like that because it's free. It's been going around for years, that game. Right, so Matt's looking good at the moment, 3-0 up. Let's have a quick update. Right, Larry is in business at the moment. He's got 2 racks on the board. Problem for Larry is Sergresh has got 3. Tam's had his result, so the update with the scores of the Tactical Geniuses are 3-1 up in the overall tie. If we look at the bottom matches, we have Preacher and Houdini. Preacher's now pulled away. He's 6-3 in front in that match. And Brain Pullout's got himself off and running, although he's still trailing by 5. Spudboy 7-2 up. So Spudboy's looking good. Preacher's looking good. Matt's looking very good. And Larry, let's go in and see if he can sort himself out. I call it a girdly little golf game. Well, Sergresh has made the mistake, so I have jinxed Sergresh at the right time for Larry. But Larry's got to get out of there. Now he needs to get down and look at that 4 ball. He's played the old VP4 escape route and he's going to finish nowhere, I think, in this 5 ball. That's no good. Now he's having to dig out pots here to stay at the table. Well, Spudboy has raced over the finish line there. Another good result for Spud Boy by 9 racks to 2. And I think Brain Pullout's had a few pummelings these last few weeks. So he has. But that's a good win for Spud Boy. So again, the update on the scores there is 1 apiece with the Gamblers and the Team Philippines. But of course, there's a free point for everybody coming, with Keith not showing up. Likewise for the Tactical Geniuses as well. So Spud Boy's maybe going to have a different story to tell now that he's up against semi-pro, and it's a hard task for Spud Boy to get to the 7 and out. Whether he'll get many opportunities to do that, so he's going to have a tough one there. Meanwhile, we've got Preacher still 6-3 up in that match. Larry's now got it back all square, 3 apiece with Sergresh. Matt is now 4-0 up against Bankster. Oh, this is, you know, it's one. Well, put it this way: it's a game that's made to attract children. Put it that way. It comes up with all these little pop-ups and things. You know, it ain't Tiger Woods golf. Let's just put it that way. And it's one of these games that will have no doubt loads of microtransactions. I would have no doubt. That's why the game's free. Because if you want to beat the best, then you have to buy all the best equipment, better balls, better clubs, all of that crap, boosts and whatever else is available. So once you start going down that route, it certainly isn't a free golf game. It is golf. I was talking about, I can't remember, what the hell's it called again? Shit Golf or something it's called, isn't it? It's called Shit Golf. Aye, Shit Online, that's what it is. That's what it's called. Do you know, Tam, that there is a golf, there's what we call it going up the valley. There's the Urban Valley, and you go up the Urban Valley, you go up through Galston and New Milnes and Darvel, and you head up that direction. Now, there's actually a golf course up there called Loudon Golf Course. That's actually what it's called. It's called Loudon Golf Course, GOWF. So that's proper Ayrshire dialect. Not golf course, golf. That's the proper name. That's what it's called, Loudon Golf Course. You can Google it and you'll find it. I'm here to educate, if not to inform. Well, Larry's in trouble again. Sergresh is going to open up a lead here. It now goes to 5-3. I'll have a quick drink, see if I can get the hiccups going. Now, for anybody who wasn't around, well, I've just jinked Sergresh again. He scratched the side. If you went around last night watching Friday Night 9 Ball, you should notice that my mic audio should be a lot better than what it was. That problem was resolved. I investigated and I found out what the issue was. And I resolved it. Now, there's a big fight on tonight, is there not? Now that I remember it. What's his name? Tyson Fury against this Usyk in Saudi Arabia. When did that kick off? Somebody find out for us. Because the big fight itself won't probably be to about 11 o'clock at night, our time. I'm sure Fury fights Usyk tonight. Is it May? I thought it was tonight. What prompted me to think it was tonight? It's next month. Why did I think it was tonight? I read something, I thought it was tonight. Oh well. 18th of May, alright, I got totally confused then. I don't know what gave me the idea that it was tonight. Was that not because Fury got an injury? He got a cut? Alright, Keith. I was not aware there was a playoff, as I thought we got third place. And right, the bottom line to that, Keith, is nobody bloody told you. Is that correct, what I've just said? Because that's what I thought. If you don't get any bloody communication from your team captain or a vice captain, then, you know, they're putting you up shit creek. You haven't got a bloody clue what's going on. And that's what I expected. Yeah. But if you're available, you can still play your remaining matches. But you know, that's your choice. If you have doing nothing and you can't get in, then you can still play and get a point. But why bloody bother is my answer to that. Why bother if the team captain can't be bothered to tell you and nobody's really caring? But I think the heart went out of Paul weeks ago with his disastrous Team Philippines. No harm to him, but I mean, talk about unreliability. In fact, let's have a quick look at what we've got left. Yeah, you've got one match left. If it's worth you hanging around to play it, because the first two matches have been forfeited. So Larry's in deep doo-doo here. Segresh 6-3 in front, and balls are flying in. Back the 4 and the 8 have gone. He's got half a shot in this one. He's got to just... I mean, this is worse with the fact that he's over the 3 ball. And he doesn't really want to try and do anything elaborate with the cue ball. He just wants to try. See, the danger here's the scratch. That's the danger. So, in the end, I'm not really sure what he did do there. Whether he played a bank or whether he played for the safety. But whatever he did do, he's got it. And don't forget, there's no jump cues in this. So, Larry's going to have to manufacture a safety here if he can. And, well, Sergresh might have a go at the billiard. That was my, that was the name I used to have in PGA golf when it was around. My name was Young Tom Morris. And then, as I said before, the PGA golf game that I used to have in PC, it was a great game, but they get bought out by EA Sports, and then they used their developers to design the Tiger Woods game. They used their the mouse method for swinging at the club and all of that stuff. That was all stolen off PGA golf. That wasn't an original for Tiger Woods when it all started. It was PGA golf that was the original game. That was the best golf game I ever had because there was loads of courses you could download for it. You know, real life courses as well as fantasy courses. And I was on Casey's Ladder with it many moons ago. Well, Larry's got to keep stringing them together here to get back into this. He's running out of racks. But he should be good to go for this one. So, quick update. Matt is now 6-1 up against Bankster. The bottom ties, we've got Preacher now 7-4 up against Houdini in that first round match. We've got Semi-Pro and Spud Boy having started their round 2 match. Semi-Pro's now gone 2-0 in front in that one. Well, Larry's brakes dry. Segre's trying to duck for cover, and I think he's got it again, although Larry can certainly, he might even chip this one in. If we can just catch it thin enough, spinning off the rail here. He got it too full behind it. So, Potman, for anybody who's interested, is about to start his match. I can't remember who he's playing, even though I read it about a half an hour ago. I can't remember who he's playing. And I don't know whether they'll show up or not, but it's due to start at the top of the hour, that match, in the Virtual 9-Ball World Championships. This is a toughie. Larry's got to avoid the traffic coming across the table here to get up there for the 3. And he's got to bounce past that 9. Has he? Yes, he has. He's good to go. Oh, no. Now, is he going to bump this 9 or is he going to try and hold off it? So he's fine with that. So Larry's getting back in touch here. Well, if you're there, Keith, you might as well get into your last match if you're doing nothing else. Oh, that needs to keep going. Now he's in that ugly position. It's the no man's land position. It's no good to anybody, this. Well recovered. So now, all in the hands of Larry. Get back in level terms. It's the usual thing. Good break, a ball and a shot. Well, I think he's got a ball and I think he's got a shot, but I don't think he's got good odds for the 2-ball though. He's going to have to run up table and he's got a slight angle, but it's whether he can force this cue ball out and up the table high enough to play the cut on the 2-ball. And that 2-ball it's just off the rail. And the angle he's got, he can stun this and certainly get up the table. He's got to run the cue ball a fair bit though. Well, I haven't a clue what that was. I presume he was trying to get up past the 8. Or is he? He's not trying any sort of combo here, I don't believe. That's not going to be any good unless it gets behind the 5. And suddenly it's good. And Larry's going to get his reward. Ball in hand. So Matt, Well, according to Tam, Matt's on the hill. Let's have a quick check. He certainly is. In fact, it's 8-3 up, is it? 8-3. Quick update. This feature match with Houdini is still going on, and it's now 7-5. It could end up going all the way, and they've already been playing for 55 minutes. They could be there another 20 minutes at least getting that resolved. Now, the round 2 match with Semi-Pro and Spud Boy. Spud Boy is off the mark, so he's only trailing 2-1. So he just needs to hang in there as long as he can. And we're waiting on that result coming through from Matt, which should, I would think, be fairly soon. That'll then take the Tactical Geniuses to 4 and 1 away from the overall winning the night. Larry has a chance that he might be getting that, provided Matt gets over the line first. So we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, Larry has got back onto level terms. He's got the 8 ball. And he's got no shot. Well, I think he should just push into the gap there like that and leave a teaser there for Sergeresh. A fairly ambitious teaser, this 1 ball, if he fancies it. Again, he's banked the cue ball, the 1 ball up and down the table. Well, Larry's not going to turn down the 1-5 combo because that's pretty easy. He's going to get this every day of the week. He's never missing this. Commentator's eye. Well, he got jammy there because that's not the way he played it. And now he's going to duck for cover behind this 3 and 6 ball. Well, no, he's not. He's thinking about playing the pot, but why not just bury him when he's got that chance? No, he's going all out for it. Larry will always go for it. If that was me, I would have ducked, because I just wouldn't be confident enough to be putting balls together. That eludes me at the moment. So he's turned the match around for the time being, Larry. Let's see if we can leave the room and if we can carry that on. I'm talking, obviously, not totally impartial. I'm talking for the benefit of the Tactical Geniuses here. But he's looking pretty good to take the lead. So, right. Well, Matt is still not over the line. Bankster's got it back to 4. Matt's still 8-4 in front. Quick update, if you look at Houdini, he's coming back into it. It's now 7-6 to Preacher, and they've just short of the hour for that match. And on the round 2 match with Semi-Pro and Spud Boy, it's now 3-1 to Semi-Pro. So let's go in and see if Matt can get over the line. Well, Matt's certainly not going to be potting anything here. And it's now 8-5. So well, that's a big pocket where the 5 ball is. If he overcuts the 1 to the long rail and maybe bumps that 5, he could probably still go into the pocket off that 5 ball, but he's not interested. He's looking to duck. And he hasn't got there this time. And so Matt has a nice angle to just drop this 1 in, pop back up the table, left-hand side into that gap with the 6 and 7. And if he gets onto the 2 good enough, which he has done, this is going to be game, set and match on this visit, because look at the table. Not a problem. Any problems will be self-inflicted. Now again, he could just stop the cue ball there and cut the 5 in and dink up the table. And the further up the table he goes, the simpler it is for the 6. So if he goes right up past that side pocket in the left-hand side like that, that's exactly where you want to be, up there. Because then you've got a nice angle just to drop behind the 7. Yeah, and I can guarantee you he's not playing with a trackball mouse. Now he needs to get behind that 9, and that's good, I think. Now, he might be a bit straight though. Well, he's got a little angle, he's fine, he can stun up. They're done with stunning a wee bit more, but he'll do it. So Matt's got another victory for the Tactical Geniuses by 9 racks to 5. And with that update, that gives the Tactical Geniuses their 4th point on the board. And Larry and Sergresh still going at it. Larry's now still 7-6 in front at the moment. And of course, we are now 7 apiece with Preacher and Houdini. And it's still 1 apiece overall in the match score. So anything can happen in that match. In fact, let's go in, see if we can hurry them on a wee bit, because it's now 1 hour and 3 minutes into this match. And finally, Houdini has made a big... I'm sure Houdini was 7-4 behind. And he's now 8-7 in front. And he's on the hill. So this will be a good comeback win for Houdini for hanging in there. 7 ball has gone. Now, just a roll through on this 1 ball. At least when I say roll through, I said roll through, not slam it. And that's why they're here for over an hour, because of that sort of stuff. Now, Preacher really needs to... I don't know whether he can spin this and still be good here. It's all about pace. I would prefer to jack up and stun this. And see, the problem with that is he's running loose. And look what's happened. You've got to be able to see that type of shot. And Preacher should have jacked up there and stunned that in to let the cue ball run into that line, and he would have had a pot, no problem. When you start just babying things and letting the cue ball run like that, you're not playing with any control. But he clearly never saw that shot, or he wasn't prepared to try and execute the shot. But you have to be prepared to do that. But if you don't see the shot there in the first place, you'll never be doing it. And in the end, he had a smash, and Houdini, and he's going to try and scratch as well. There you go. I mean, this is a comedy of errors. That's what we've got here. Oh, Bobby, you'll not see Bobby. He's gone for the night. But again, if he's not been told, I don't think I think there's very little communication in that team. Keith didn't know. So that tells you that there's nothing going backward and forward between the captain and the other team members. The captain's not been around for the past 2 weeks. Oh, here we go again. Houdini with a chance. Now this is all about potting the 5 ball. And unless you somehow end up hooking the cue ball behind the 9, you're on the 8 ball regardless. It's all about the pot and just playing the pot and not slamming it and letting the cue ball run out up table. And he's overdone that. And this could end up still going all the way. And that's very well played. Now, can Preacher hold himself together here? Now, you see, again, with this shot here, this is a stun. You just stun this in and let the cue ball stun down for the 9. Now he's got loads of draw on it. It's a stun shot, not a draw shot. And he's overhit it. Again, see the control just nowhere near reliable enough. And there's a few things that Preacher can certainly do to improve that. It's just about, toning things down a wee bit. He's just overhitting things. And that was his chance, and it's come and gone. And Houdini, unless he does something completely crazy, just drop this in and do nothing else, he'll be over the line. And finally, we've got a result after an hour and almost 10 minutes. Right, so I'm glad that's over. I'm sure they are as well. We now have that result just about to update, and the Team Philippines have now got a 2-1 lead for the time being. Now, just on that round 2 match there between Semi-Pro and Spud Boy, Semi-Pro's 4-2 in front. Preacher's now going to be playing Keith. Keith is there. Has Keith arrived in the lobby? Yes, so Keith's there. So at least he'll get a match in. And meanwhile, Larry has got himself on the hill against Sergeresh. Let's get back into that match. Tam's just about to start with Bankster. And Larry's not sitting particularly good in the 4-ball. Now, what's he doing? Is he playing the bank or the cut? He looks as if he's playing the cut. Well, this is going to be all to no avail, because, he's got to get everything going in here again to safe, because Sergeresh is getting last 2 here. If he's playing, this is very narrow to try and play the combo in this 8-ball. If that's what he's doing, or is he playing the bank up the table? He's playing the bank. Now he's good. I didn't even notice that he had enough room to play the bank there, but everything's all good now, as long as the 6-ball doesn't go safe. And I don't think I'm jumping to the conclusion by saying this match is probably over now. But it's been hard work for... no, Keith's just got 1 to play, forfeited his first 2 matches. I think he's only got 2, has he? No, you're right enough, Matt. You're right enough. I still get. I thought he'd forfeited his first 2. No, he's only forfeited 1. Yeah, he's only forfeited 1. So Larry has got the overall win in the night for the Tactical Geniuses. It's now 5-1, and that's an unassailable lead. So that is that tie done and dusted. It's just now about the formalities for the rest of the night. Now, Tam's off and running against Bankster. Tam getting the 7-ball, and he's already quickly got himself 2-0 in front. Those round 2 matches are underway. Now, what's happened with Brain Pull Out and Houdini here? What the hell's happened there? Why is it not started? Right, Houdini's there. He's in the chat. And where's Brain Pull Out gone to? Well, Brain Pull Out's there. Have we got the 2 of them in the room yet? So I don't know what maybe somebody's gone for a bathroom break or whatever. Right. Meanwhile, Semi-Pro's 5-2 up on Spud Boy. Preacher's getting 7 and out against Keith, and Bankster has got himself off the mark against Tam. Matt and Sergeresh are just underway. So let's go in and look at the old Irishman playing. Loads of spin. Now he's just going to run into this 8-ball here. Just a little dinky 7-ball, nothing elaborate. What's the damage then? The damage tonight is the fact that Keith, who we're watching at the moment, is on the Team Philippines. There's no communication with the Team Philippines, so Keith wasn't aware that he was in the team for tonight. And he never showed up for the first match until I got a hold of him on Facebook. And Bobby Barris hasn't showed up either on the other tie tonight. So if you look at the matches, the Tactical Geniuses, we're already over the line. We've already got the win in our tie. The Gamblers and the Team Philippines have got the lead in that tie. But Bobby Barris is nowhere to be seen, so we're getting a 3 point there all night. So Larry's sitting in that round 2 match with Bobby Barris, just waiting at timing out, and that'll be 6-1. So the interesting tie that's left here is this Team Philippines and Gamblers now that Keith has showed up, because that could make or break this result tonight. So it could. No, the league ended last week. This is what's even more confusing. You got your payment. If you look at your profile and you look at the payments that you've had, you got the payment for the win last week. This is why we're all still wondering why we've got 2 weeks of playoffs. This is baffling. I think it should have only been the top 2 teams in the playoff. I don't know why there's 4. Well, it's a league format. There's not going to be a final. It was who won over the distance of 12 weeks, and the Tactical Geniuses won it over the 12 weeks. But what we don't have, if you have a league season over here, you don't have playoffs. Well, that's what I thought. That's why I thought there was only us and the Gamblers going to be in the playoffs, but now we've got 4. Right, well, if that's the case, then why did we get a payout for the end of the league? Why isn't there a payoff overall at the end of the playoffs? Why did we? Oh, there's a mistake from Keith, and of course at the wrong time. So it's a gift for Preacher to go off the mark. Anyway, to be honest with you, I don't care. All I care about is the fact that we won it over the distance. And we were behind for most of the season. And those last 3 weeks, we won the league because of it. So that's it. Enough said. Hand us the prize money. Well, there's a quick turnaround. Keith makes a mistake on the 8-ball. Preacher gets the 8-ball, then he breaks. Money ball in the break, and it's 2-1. I think the playoffs are just an idea to lead more money out of the paying public to go and watch playoffs. I think that's what it was all about. Right, so Keith's obviously going to have to cut out those unforced errors. Right, let's have an update here. We've got Tam, who is 5-1 up against Bankster. Let's go in there and see if we can jinx Tam. I never saw the full Grand National, but I think last year's winner fell at the first. I saw that in the text. The last year's winner, or the unseated rider, I think. Yeah, Cora Gambler. Yeah. But it was a joint favourite that won it in the end. It's pretty much always the case that it's like the favourite of that wins the National. Even though it's a bit of a lottery, you'll find that probably more favourites have come through to win it. And Bankster misses the pot in the 7. He hasn't left anything simple for Tam. But if Tam can cut this up past that 9, he's going to be 6-1 in front. And that's going to the reel too soon. Now, is he going to get lucky? Yes, he certainly is. Is that 9 ball set to the corner? Yes, it is. I'd be blasting that 7 ball off 2 rails here. Because that 9 is heading to the corner. Well, he's missed it completely. Now, let's go behind this 7 and 9. Commentators, I said it's dead set. Yep. So that needed to be kicked right into the 7. But now Tam's got ball in hand. I don't know why he's looking at this. In fact, he can't actually pot the 7, believe it or not. He can't pot it in any hole. He's going to have to play the combo. Or he's going to have to duck. Yeah, it looks as if it can go to the jaw a wee bit when you get right behind it. I think that just needs to be cut across the 9 slightly. I think that 7 ball needs to go that way very slightly to cut the 9 into a line towards the pocket. Where the hell's his cue ball gone to? So if that's the case and he's not comfortable with it, all you do is you stick the cue ball there, bunt the 7 up the table and duck behind the 9. Don't take any risks. Oh, it was dead set all along. There you go. What was the problem? It went in comfortable in the end. But Bankster obviously saw that I presume he saw that combo was on if he'd kicked it right, but he would get nowhere near the hit at all. But the commentators, I was right. It was pretty much dead set. So Tam is comfortable at the moment, very comfortable with this 7 ball money ball. Right, I think it's time for an update. Well, we'll go down the rest. Well, first of all, Tam, of course, is 6-1 up. Match 2-1 up against Sergeresh in the round 2 matches in the bottom tie, where the Team Philippines are overall 2-1 up on the night. We've got Preacher and Keith tied up at 2 apiece. We've got Brainful out 2-1 up against Houdini, and Houdini's getting the 6 ball. And in the bottom match, Spud Boy is digging deep, but he's chasing Semi-Pro's tail. Semi-Pro's got a comfortable lead, 7 racks to 4 at the moment. So I think we'll pop back into this match. Oh, that was the other thing. Popman's. In fact, who the hell's Popman playing? I still can't remember who he's playing, but he's 4-0 up. So, obviously, with the look of it, Popman's going to be too strong. Who's he playing, Mark? I wish I had a better memory than what I've got. So, Larry's got the extra point there with the Bobby Barris result, the forfeit. Or Reedman, the Reedman, that's right. Nightmare Game versus Bedhead. What's that about? What did I miss there? See, Coldest Pillow has this sort of habit of just, typing things out of the blue that gives you no clue as to what it's about. other than, you know, he just says nightmare game versus bedhead. I mean, I thought he was talking about Potman there. I didn't know. Aye, Bill's not well. He's recovering from COVID. So you get off the hook there, cold as pillow. Oh, Sergresh making the mistake at the wrong time as well, so that's going to get punished. So Matt's going to have that bit of daylight between him and Sergresh. So now Tam has gone to 7-1 in front. So it's going to be a blitz tonight by the look of it for the tactical geniuses. This bottom tie, you know, clearly semi-pro is more than likely going to get the point in the board to square this tie up tonight between them and the Philippines. But these other matches, Keith's got a 4-2 lead. Brain Pullout's building up a little lead here against Houdini, so that could swing it back in favour of the gamblers. But I think by the time they get to the round 3 matches, it could get very interesting. So it could. All this needing 3 wins in the last round was getting boring. Oh, I see what you mean, Matt. Yeah. Well, we did that the last 2 weeks. We bailed ourselves out big time. No, I don't think I could stand another one of them. I was up to high do those last 2 weeks watching that. No, a blitz and a rout is quite. You know, I can take that quite comfortably. I'm quite happy with that. And there's the result come through. Semi-pro, as expected, has got over the line 9 racks to 4 against Spud Boy. So that now gives the overall tie at 2-all. So now the match that's going to tip the balance there as far as the overall lead, well, it's still shared at 1 apiece by the look of it, because you get Keith, who's looking good at the moment, 5-2 up. Brain Pullout's 3-1 up against Houdini. Houdini getting the 6th ball. That could still be in the balance, that match, unless Brain Pullout can start to pull away. But any mistakes happen, Houdini could turn it around. Don't forget, Houdini had a big deficit to make up in that long drawn-out match with Preacher. He was 7-4 behind. I'm sure he was 7-4 behind, and he's come back, won that 9-7. So Brain Pullout might have to grind a bit here to get the result in that. Meanwhile, Matt 3-1 in front, and he's just going to dink through, leave an angle if he can, and in fact he might have got enough to work with there. He's got a slight angle, that's fine. He can just go forward to the long rail and play the 9 in the side. Right, so Matt is pulling away here, 4-1 in front. So I think we need to give a bit more attention to what's happening downstairs here. Meanwhile, Tam is almost over the line. He's 8-1 up against Bankster, so that result is imminent to give the tactical geniuses their 7th point. But I think we need to go in and keep an eye on this Brain Pullout Houdini match, because that might be the one that could make a big difference in this overall outcome tonight for these two teams. Oh dear, I've jinxed Brain Pullout. No sooner have I arrived. I've done for him. He's scratched the side. Ball in hand to Houdini. Now, is Houdini going to come up with another great escape here? So, that takes care of the 3 ball. Now, this 4 ball, it's not so much the 4 ball that's the issue, it's holding the cue ball for the 5. And, well, he's making things tough, isn't he? And he's going to end up making it easy for Brainflow if he can't get this 5 and 6. Got to watch the cue ball though if it's running up table. That's well played. He's still going to have to dig out another one though. And this is tougher at big distance. How's Houdini's nerve? Well, his nerve should be okay, considering he was almost dead and buried in his last match. And in it goes. And as I say, this tie, you know, that was a good out from Houdini. And he's only trailing by 1. Pressure's on Brainflow big time to dig out a result here. 5 ball has gone in. Oh, he's going to have an awkward shot in the 1 ball. He's over the 4. So we've been playing for what, an hour, let's say 90 minutes. We're just a wee bit short of that. There's this cue ball going. Is it bumping out past the 7? Oh yes it is. That's perfect. That's perfect. And Houdini could be in business here again if he can just hold his nerve. I would say by the look of him he's fully focused on the job in hand here. He's meaning business. And that's always dangerous if your brain fell out. Again, he's just let the cue ball leak away and made this a wee bit more awkward. Yeah. That was just asking a wee bit too much. So now here's a test of nerve for brain pull out. He's going to cut the 4. I don't know whether he's going to catch the 7. He looks as if he's going to skim past the 7 at this angle. Yeah. And this might be opening up the gap again here for brain pull out. I mean, he should really be taking this rack out. Well, the 8 ball, I think it's off the rail. It's just off the rail. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's a big blunder. But Houdini's going to have to pot all 3 here. Big miss there from brain pull out. And as I said, you know, this match could turn around very quickly. It needs to get out of there. Well, Tam, another big win for Tam, 9 racks to 1. This is a man that doubted. He doubted his reason for being in the team in the playoffs. And look at the results he's coming up with. Another very good win for Tam. And a stolen rack there for Houdini. Big mistake from brain pull out at the wrong time. And the 7 ball has gone on the break. He's got half a shot in the 1 ball. Quick double check. The Tactical Genius is now 7-1 in front with 1 match remaining. And Matt is again looking good. I think Matt, you know, with a 5-2 lead, he's going to give it away if he loses that lead. Meanwhile, Keith in the bottom tie is now 7-2 in front against Preacher, so that will be another point in the board for the Team Philippines there. If that goes through, we're sort of jumping the gun a wee bit here. But this, I think, is the make or break tie that we're in watching at the moment. Well, that Popman suddenly started being generous, has he? Well done, Tam, whatever you are. So Houdini with not a bad table here. Now, is that the 4 ball that's up top there? Yes, it is. So that 4 ball. Now he needs to get forward and around and out, way over to the right. He's coming back the way. See, that was never under any control whatsoever. I mean, the shot to play was going forward with a bit of right, around and out into the table so that you can see the 5 from that side. Not doing what he's just done there. But, and you see, that's why you end up giving away needless opportunities for your opponent to stay in it, or in this case, regain the lead. So, that for somebody who's played, whether you play the game in real life or not, or if you've played a lot of VP4, then you see that shot and you don't even think about it. You let it run around the corner and you go over into the open space on the right-hand side and you're on the 5. Meanwhile, Brainflout is making big mistakes at completely the wrong time here. He's let Houdini back in. And from having the lead in his hands there for a minute, it looks as if Houdini's going to get himself in front here from 3-1 down. By the way, when I was through in the stores in the shop, I was looking at some of the alcohol that we've got. I didn't know there was a Welsh whiskey. We actually sell a Welsh whiskey. I can't remember what it's called, but we sell it. We sell it in Tesco. I mean, we sell Irish whiskey, we sell Scottish whiskey, but we have a Welsh whiskey in the store. I don't know what I can't remember the name of it, but I do remember reading on it where it mentioned Wales on the box. I was surprised because I thought the Welsh only made bloody that seaweed stuff. What is it you call it? And stunk of leeks for the rest of the year. Aye, lava bread, that crap, yeah. Whatever happened to, what's his name? Him that used to do Oggy. What do you call him? Is he dead or is he still alive? He used to be on the telly. What's his name? I think he used to come on stage with a big leak at one time. What do you call him again? I haven't seen him in telly for donkey's years. He might be dead, for all I know. God, anybody from Wales must know who I'm talking about. Where's Whit when you need him? He would know. He'd be old enough to remember. What's his name? Oh, that'll bug me for the rest of the night now. Well, Keith has got a score on the board. His name will come into my head at some point. I might be lying in my bed at the time. Oh God, what's he called? He was on the telly back in the 80s, doing like a stand-up routine. What's his bloody name? Oh, that's really things like this always bug me. I can't settle until I get his name. I can see his face. Max Boyce, that's it. Whatever happened to him? Is he dead? He must be well into his 70s now. Him. He's got to be. In fact, he might be knocking on the door of 80. So let's have a quick update. That result there comes through with Keith against Preacher. And if we look now in the overall score, the Team Philippines have now got the lead. So all of a sudden, this match becomes even more important until the third round matches get played. But Houdini has a 4-3 lead. And if he can come through this, that'll give the Philippines a 2-point cushion. Is he 80? I told you he'd be about 80. Yeah, is he still doing stand-up? Because he's been, as I say, it must be at least 20 odd years since we've seen him in the telly. But he did have a TV show. No doubt it would have been made in BBC Wales, but it was shown in BBC Two up here. Oh, I mean, Ken Dodd was still doing stand up. So is that what next week is, Bill? That if you win today, you're through to the final next week, and the fact that the Gamblers were in the lead all the way through the season, if they lose tonight, they're not in the final next week. I think that's bullshit, and that's another reason why I think this playoff's a load of crap. No disrespect to the Team Philippines, but you know the way that the Team Philippines have been all week. Not all week, all season, a total disjointed, jumbled up pile of shit. For them to end up winning out tonight and going through is a bit harsh, to say the least. That's me saying it in the diplomatic side. And again, it just puzzles me even watch this cue ball. This is going to bump the 5 as it gets the legs. Nope. Well, we're 4 apiece here. I don't even remember how it was. All I remember is that, as far as I know, we weren't in the playoffs, or if we were, I can't remember it. But I think we had 6 teams last season, something like that. But no doubt, once this is all over tonight, we'll see how it pans out on the table. If the fixture shows up, no doubt it will. This playoff thing is clearly an organised American thing. So it is. I mean, it's a thing that's came from American sport. I've no doubt about it. Which is why it's bullshit. Is that right, Larry? Am I right in what I'm saying? This is an American idea. This is where the crap. This is a bit like, not upsetting any school kids nowadays. Making sure all the school kids are winners rather than losers. And this is where a numpty team that's crap all season can somehow still come out and win some money at the end of it all by putting one over on the second place team that were the far better team for the majority of the season. Yeah, everybody gets a participation for all that crap. Yeah, everybody's a good person. Nobody's a loser. All this bloody, back in the day, if you were in fourth place, you were a bloody loser. You didn't get any prizes, no medals, nothing. But nowadays, you go into a playoff and you can still come out with a trophy, load of crap. Well, they only have a third and fourth place playoff in the World Cup, Larry. They've always had that. That's simple. There's nothing confusing about that. Well, here we go again. Houdini. Again, he's doing crazy things with the cue ball that he doesn't have to do. You know, he's lucky he bumped the 9 there because he could have ended up top side of that 8 with just a bank as a shot. And this is the thing I rant about all the time. How many times do I rant about players not thinking about what they're doing? And there's a few instances where Houdini isn't doing that. He's not thinking. And he's getting away with it a wee bit. Well, that's the tournament director, but, you know, as far as sorting out, I mean, a tournament director sets a tournament in VP4. That's all they can do. And as far as I'm aware, the only person that's doing that is Brian Redback. I haven't a bloody clue what next week is, Matt, but it's certainly not the Super Bowl in VP4. Right, so where are we now? This match, we've got Houdini 5-4 up. Let's have a quick look to see what we've got. We've got the round 3 match between Spud Boy and Preachers underway. Spud Boy has got the early lead there. Matt is on the hill against Sergresh, so that result is going to come through any time now, I would think. And that will give the Tactical Geniuses a rout tonight by 8 matches to 1 against the 9-ball shot. So very well done to my team. I'll just blow my nose at that. Right, the nose has been taken care of. And Bill, are you still there? And there's the result came through. So well done to Matt. I think Matt's had a clean sweep tonight. So if we look at the results there, obviously Matt had the clean sweep because he had the forfeit with Bobby Barris. You had Bankster with that 9-1 win against Larry in that first round match. You had Tam with a 9-4 win against Sergresh. You had Matt with a 9-5 win against Bankster. Larry bounced back with a 9-7 win against Sergresh. Tam get the forfeit for his second match with Bobby Barris. Matt with his 9-3 win against Sergresh. Larry with his second point against Bobby Barris. And Tam with that rout at the end there against Bankster. So well done, everybody. Big win for the Tactical Geniuses. We came good late in the season. It doesn't matter how good you are for most of the season, it's how you are at the back end of the season, and we came good at the right time. So well done to all the team. Well, if Stubb was here, we could have halftime entertainment. Yes, Billy. How do you think you'll be for a week's time? You think you'll have a relapse, or do you think you'll be getting better? Because I'll put you in the team, and likewise, you're in the team until you tell me otherwise during the week. I need to get rid of Larry. He's burnt out. I need to ditch Larry to the bleachers and give him a rest. Right, well, I'll stick you in. I'll probably do that. I don't know whether I'll do it tomorrow or whatever. I'm not doing it tonight. I'll do that tomorrow. Well, is anybody getting the sense that this match could go all the way? We're 5 apiece. I think that's right. Did anything go? No. Well, making Larry old before his time. I mean, I feel sorry for Larry. He's had some patience with this handicap. So he has. I mean, he's had some decent leads, and then in the blink of an eye, he's been blitzed by the money balls. Well, is Brainful Out going to hold himself together here? Because here's a table that is a good table to get out on. All you have to do is control the cue ball. Now this needs to keep going up top. That looks pretty good. That's perfect. That's exactly where you want to be. Now just hold off the cue ball. Now this is going, to me, this, I don't know whether you can either draw off it or you can go forward 2 rails and come down onto the 5. But you want a decent angle in this 5 ball so you're assured of getting to the, you see he's left it short doing that. I would have much preferred going 2 rails and coming further down to that line. See, when you're up here, this is now a bit of a lottery. I mean, you should still have a shot in the 6, but it's the actual pot itself that I'm more concerned about. He's got that, he's run into the 6, and he's came out good. Now, is it Saturday night doubles as well? I don't know whether there's 8-ball doubles. The live doubles, that's meant to start at 8 o'clock. So I don't know whether there's enough players to get in that. So Brainful Out, he can stun to the rail and come back the way. As long as he doesn't get into the cue ball too much and go into the side pocket. Well, he didn't get into it enough. That's why he's come square across the table. That needed a bit of spin in the cue ball to come back up to the right. Now it's in bedhead territory. And that's what happens when you don't get to the spot. You've got to get to the spot. And here's a gift of a chance again for Houdini. Well, suddenly, from what looked like it was going to be a comfortable match for Potman, the Reed man looks as if he's warmed up. And Potman's now got a game in his hand. Right, Matt. Well done. Enjoy your dinner. Talking of dinner, I could do with something else to eat. I had chili for my dinner, which was lovely. Chili and rice, beautiful. So Houdini with that gift from Brainful Out. Brainful Out's been very generous, I think. Gives Houdini the lead, 6 racks to 5. Well, talking of corned beef, guess what I had this morning? I had a couple of rolls and I had some eggs left, so I thought I'll have 2 fried egg rolls. And as I was going into the fridge to get my eggs out, there was a packet of corned beef that I'd opened yesterday morning. I had a couple of corned beef and toast sandwiches and a cup of coffee before I went to work. So I had about 3 slices of corned beef left in the pack. So I thought, I wonder, I've never had this before. So what I did was, I'd done the fried eggs, but before I put the fried eggs onto the rolls, I folded up the corned beef and put it in the bottom of the roll. Put the egg on top of the corned beef, brown sauce on top of the egg, and ate the roll in it. It was lovely with the corned beef on it. So corned beef and a fried egg roll. First time I've ever tried it, and I loved it. Reuben sandwiches. Never heard of it, Larry. What's a Reuben sandwich? I have to say, it sounds a bit Jewish to me. Is it like? Is it kosher? Or is it some? It sounds like? It sounds like something out of True Grit. A Reuben sandwich. What is it? Never heard of a Reuben sandwich. It might be something that's common over here, but just under a different name. Well, Houdini's, look at this 9-ball. This 9-ball just crying to be knocked in. And if Brain Pullout has got enough common sense in him, he'll pot the one and run across behind the two. I mean, this is going to be easy. This is a gift for Brain Pullout to square the match again. Oh, he's not hit it. He's not hit it. Unbelievable. I mean, that is just crazy. And what the hell is going on with Brain Pullout? He's falling apart like a cheap suit here. I mean, that is terrible. I mean, how to lose a match. Here's a perfect example of it. It looks like a deli sandwich. Well, he still hasn't told us what it is. What the hell's a Reuben sandwich? Corned beef, sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, Russian dressing on rye. I would love that. I don't know what Russian dressing is, but I would eat it. I would eat it, no problem at all. I had a Tesco's Finest when I had my tea break at work the other day. I had a Tesco's Finest meal deal, and it was a tiger, not a bun. What do you call those sort of longer rolls? What do you call them? Anyway, I had one of them. It had roast beef on it, rocket, and what do you call that expensive mushroom thing that dogs dig out the dirt? What do you call them again? Oh shit! What do you call them? They're a fungus that grows underground and dogs sniff them out. Truffle. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. I had a roast beef rocket and truffle mayonnaise sandwich thing on, what was it called? A tiger bread thing. Oh, it was beautiful. Really, really loved it. Never tried anything with truffle in it before. This was delicious. Thoroughly recommend it. I'll tell you something, it had Cornish cheddar on it as well. Cornish cheddar cheese, which was even more beautiful. An excellent sandwich, well worth it. Very difficult to describe. It's certainly a unique flavour. Pigs use them. Yeah, pigs are used, but dogs are trained up to do it as well. So they are. Yeah, so that was it wasn't actual sliced truffle, it was just truffle mayonnaise. It was mayonnaise with truffle flavoured through it. Watch the cue ball. But I really enjoyed it. Well, I'll try anything once except sushi. I wouldn't be going near raw fish. None of that crap. We've got that Yo Sushi in the store, and it stinks the bloody place out in the morning. See when they come in and they're doing the prep in the morning, the place stinks like a very bad chip shop. So it does. It's absolute garbage. It stinks to high heaven. So it does. Well, talking about Greg's, I came out of the store last week. I was starving. I was on a short shift in the morning. I was starving. Guess where I headed? Into the car, down to the far end of the car park, to the bottom end of Silverburn, because it's a big complex. Straight out of the car, straight into Greg's, and two cheese bakes. Oh, I tell you, they lasted all of about 30 odd seconds when I got in the car, straight down the neck. Cheese and onion bakes, can't whack them with a stick. Lovely. And that's why we don't. Who is it that said that? Was it Mark that said that they've got a Greg's in their Tesco store down their way? See, that's the problem. That's probably why we've got a Yo Sushi thing in our store. Because we've got a Greg's down at the other end of Silverburn at the big shopping centre. So, you know, that they probably wouldn't be allowed to open a Greg's in our store because of having one very close to us. But I'd have a Greg's every day of the week over and above a bloody stinking Yo Sushi. Shithole of a place. I can't stand the stink from the place. It's rotten. And I mean, with the greatest respect to Yo Sushi, I bet you it's nothing like proper, genuine Japanese ingredients and Japanese prepared proper sushi. I bet you it tastes a lot better probably than this Yo Sushi garbage does. Because I don't believe that proper Japanese prepared sushi stinks like this place does of a morning. Right, so we're going to get there eventually. Houdini's got a 7-6 lead. Let's see. Well, there's nothing really can happen until this is done and dusted, isn't it? We've only got the Preacher Spud Boy match going on, and Spud Boy's look good there. He's 4-0 in front. So Spud Boy's going to have a good evening. Again. Well, I could have toasted cheese. I've got grated cheese, grated extra mature cheddar in the fridge. Get a slice of toast on and just then sprinkle the grated cheese on the toast and then put it back under the grill. And when that's all melted, some black pepper on top of that. Maybe a little sprinkle of Tabasco on it as well. Because I quite like a little dash of Tabasco sometimes on my cheese toast. That gives a wee bit of kick to it. You should always have a little bottle of Tabasco sauce in the house. Who's Perry Lee? That sounds like a singer. No, anything that was classed as good fish up here. I mean, it's cheap white fish that they have round about here. But the best fish that I've ever had was when I went to me and a workmate when I used to work in Curry's. We had a day off. It was either a bank holiday or something. So we decided to go a run in the car up to Oban, and we went to Oban, and we went into a restaurant there, a fish restaurant right next to the harbour, and we had a fish dinner in there. And this fish was still floating about in the plate. It was that fresh, straight in off the boats, and we had a fish dinner in there, and it was beautiful. That's the best fish I've ever had. I do admit I do love a good bit of cod. I'm quite partial to a good bit of cod. Well, that's the thing. If you go around any of the fishing villages around the west coast or the east coast of Scotland, and that'll be the same down south as well, because there's a lot of little fishing villages all around the UK. If you go to any of these more popular places, they're going to have restaurants and hotels, and you know, the local chefs will have contacts with the fishing boats, and they'll get langoustines and lobsters and all sorts of stuff coming in off the boats. You've just got to know where they are, where to go. Well, mackerel's a bit too oily, isn't it? It's too oily a fish. It's probably the healthier fish to eat, by the way. But no, I much prefer cod. Oh dear, Brainflout's at it again. He is at it again, albeit Houdini's got work to do here. Now, where is it they fish for the John Dory? Is that the East Coast? You've heard of the John Dory? That's like a flatfish with a black mark on it, isn't it? If I'm right in thinking, a John Dory. Why it got the name of John Dory, I don't know, but I think that's quite a popular fish as well in some areas. But you cannot beat a kipper. You cannot beat a smoke. That's a smoked mackerel anyway, is it not? A kipper. You cannot beat a kipper. Absolutely delicious. If you've never tried kippers, you've got to try them. Or is it smoked haddock? Is that what that is? What is a kipper? Is it a smoked mackerel? Yeah, they might stink, but they're bloody delicious. Yeah, you don't want to be bringing the friends and family round after you've had kippers cooking in the house, because they stink the house out. No doubt about that. But I think it's well worth the stink, because they're beautiful. But that was how you preserved food back in the day when you didn't have refrigeration. You had to smoke it to preserve it. It's a lot better than bloody digging a hole and sticking it underground and letting it rot for months and then digging it up and eating it. As some sort of nations we know further north have a horrible habit of doing. Oh, smoked kippers. You cannot beat a kipper. You've got to try kippers. They're lovely. The thing about kippers now is you can get kippers and you just microwave them in 2 minutes. You've got a very quick snack, and you can have kippers and toast. You know, if you're starving, they take you probably no more than 5 minutes. Nuke them in a microwave. They come in they're in a vacuum bag. You can nuke them, and they've got like I don't know whether it's garlic butter or anything like that. You got a little knob of that in amongst it, and you just microwave them, sling them in toast, and there you go. Quick cup of coffee, cup of tea, and you've got a very quick snack if you're hungry. Because that's the one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to mess about for 25 minutes trying to make something. If you want something quick, there's a very quick snack. Well, Houdini is on the hill, and Brainful Out is trying to hold his nerve here, and already he's a wee bit funny on this 6 ball, and that then sets you in doubt here if he's going to get this done and take it all the way. And I don't think he's there. He's done it again, and Brainful Out's definitely bottling it a wee bit here. He's definitely chickening out on the shots. Now, is Houdini going to be good enough? This, oh, well, it was that for the match there. And he's let Brainful Out off the hook. Is he going to take it this time? Well, across the table twice here. He doesn't want to baby this in. He wants to hit this. For some reason, he decided that okay, it's ended up reasonably safe, but the bank is definitely on up table, top left. That's a very good bank every day of the week, this 6 ball, as long as he gets the pace right, and that's dead. That is stone dead. Game, set, and match to Houdini, and that was not the way to do it. Brainful Out, he should have played the cut in that 6 ball. And all of a sudden, we've a very interesting tie, because that now gives Team Philippines the 4-2 lead, and they only need one more win tonight to get over the line. We've got Preacher and Spudboy, and Spudboy has got a slender lead, 4 racks to 3. We've got Semi-Pro about to start with Houdini, and we've got Brainful Out and Keith about to start. Now, looking at those, if you go on paper, regardless of handicaps, there's probably a point for Semi-Pro that takes the gamblers to 3, and you'd expect Keith to be the winner there against Brainful Out to give the Philippines the overall win in the night. But you know, what you expect and what looks obvious might not necessarily be the case, because Houdini is getting 6 and out here. And if he starts blasting and these balls start flying in, it could be a completely different story. Brainful Out is getting a 6 ball. Now, you know, Keith's still a wee bit vulnerable, but I think vulnerability is definitely the question about Brainful Out. If he's going to hold his nerve, well, he's at the point of no return. He's got to come out blasting in that match. So Spudboy, 2-rack lead again, but I think we'll go in and catch this Semi-Pro Houdini match. Good, anything is possible in that match. So let's get in. Well, Semi-Pro is in, and I assume that Houdini is maybe just getting a break or getting a drink, and he's going to pop in. In fact, what we'll do is we will pop in and have a quick look at what's happening. And I've just jinxed the Reed man. I've just arrived and jinxed him. And Popman's going to get to double figures here. What a talent I have got. Reedman shooting the 9-ball. No sooner do I arrive than the 9-ball's gone off the rail. Popman's in double figures with a 4-rack lead. Of course, this is a 1-loss side match. That's the other thing I didn't realise. So Popman is just 3 away from victory in his virtual 9-ball World Championship match. And meanwhile, Semi-Pro is still waiting on Houdini arriving. Presuming he is he's going to be continuing on. How many have we got in the lobby tonight? 42. Well, that's an average. isn't it? So, Brainflout and Keith are just starting. Houdini's still not in the room by the look of it. Is he going to let this time out? I don't want this to happen. In fact, has he gone in? He's gone in now, so let's get in. And we're just about to lag off. Semi-pro on the right. In fact, Houdini might win this, I think. And he has done now. He could be off the mark straight away here. Remember, 6 and out. Any of those money balls go, he's 1-0 up. Well, it's dry. And the 1 ball is on. And I think, as far as I can see, I don't see where there's a problem, really. Pot the 2, back off the rail, up into the table. And he's overhit that quite a bit. This is not the line he wants to be sitting at on this 3 ball. So 4 goes into the side in that gap. Well, just a little gentle roll and let the cue ball roll through. Well, you know something, I've never had any of that, but I would try it. I'm pretty certain it'll taste pretty good. But that's the sort of things that you ate when you didn't have a lot of money coming into the house. All of that sort of stuff is you know, it's poor people's food. That's how it all started. That's how, I mean, that's also how the Chinese will basically eat anything. You know, and I'm talking about in proper China. I'm not talking about the Chinese restaurants you have over here. I'm talking about eating bugs on sticks and all sorts of stuff in the street food. Because, you know, these were, the majority of the Chinese were all peasants, living and farming and with very little money, and they learned to eat everything. Nothing went to waste. And, you know, when you were poor back in the day, you made do with what was available, the cheapest cuts from the butcher, and you would still make a hearty enough dinner with some vegetables, and you would still have a full stomach at the end of the day. Well, you don't get many peasants going to restaurants and paying the money they want now for a lobster, I'll tell you that. Extortionate prices. So semi-pro already off and running. Remember, these type of matches can turn very quickly. Semi-pro's just got to be careful that he doesn't make the mistake. Is anytime Houdini gets a break, that's when it can suddenly turn very rapidly, a match like this. So now we're all into the money ball scenario. I don't think semi-pro is going to be making a mistake though, although he has to get around far enough for the 6 ball. Loads of room to do that. He's leaving it a wee bit short. He's still fine. So we've now been at this for 2¼ hours. 6 o'clock we started. We're now at 8:15. Semi-pro has a ball, but no shot this time. I think Houdini might be getting away with one here as well. So now it becomes a wee bit dangerous. Especially, well, although the 5 ball isn't Houdini's money ball, with the 5 ball being where it is, it should be too difficult to get on that 6. Well, a good bank from Houdini. But now the shoe's in the other foot. Now that Houdini's at the table, he's got to either get this into a hole somewhere or keep it safe. Because he's definitely losing the rack if he doesn't. And that's a good shot. Now, is he going behind the 9? Oh, I think he's touch and go here. And he's just got there. Just used the rail. So, 6 ball into the side. And he's off the mark. It's almost as if Houdini sort of switches on and switches off. You know, it's as if a pilot light just ignites him. As soon as he's got a sniff, he's off and running with this handicap. So he broke, and he broke dry first time around. And he's going from the centre of the table and he's breaking dry a second time. Now, I would have thought that's enough clues to decide to do something different if he gets to break again, because the 2 breaks there, nothing's done. Nothing's happened at all. That 1 ball goes. Oh, this might be running too far, is it? No, he's okay, he's fine. Little bump onto the 5 ball. Just brush through onto the 5, leave the 3 into this side pocket. And now that line is perfect. He's got to run through far enough though, or leave it short. And he's gone far enough. He doesn't want to be nailed to the rail though. I think he's okay. Now again, the safe route is pot the 4 straight across this side. Don't be messing about anywhere there. Oh, he's bumped the 9. Now that's a big mistake. That is going to get the wiggle, because there's no way he should have been running into that 9 ball with all this space he had to get into. And this is the danger of getting yourself out of line at the wrong time, when you've got the table at your mercy and these money balls are waiting to get knocked in. But he's kicked himself out. That's a good recovery. Is he going to get good in the 6? Not really. He's going to need another good one. A very good recovery he's going to need here. under pressure as well. That's gone to the rail too soon, has it? No. And he's going to need a third one on this 7 ball. Sergeant Numpty's arrived. That's what I meant to do. I meant to find out where he's from. That's somebody that's changed their name, isn't it? Let's have a look at his profile. When did he come in? 2021, so he's been around for a while. Right, wait a minute here. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. This is somebody that's just changed his name very recently. So it is. But I am totally confused here as to who he is. Is that his name? Is that his name there, what it was, and he's changed it to that? I think it is. But then again, he was Vladimir as well. He was Alan Zoo. I mean, how many times has this guy changed his bloody name? I mean, every time you look at a match, the names are all different. Is he Mr. Is he M Bibbs? No, maybe he's M Bibbs all along. And now you get Alien Zoo defeating M Bibbs. What's going on here? Now, who the hell's this P Criddle has defeated M Bibbs? Right, Cobra has defeated Reptilian or Repetition. Right, somebody work out who the hell this guy is, because I'm totally confused. He seems to have multiple names and have changed his name every bloody second week. That's a puzzler. That is a real puzzler. Back to business here. Semi-Pro's got the 4-1 lead now against Houdini. Brainful Out has got a 3-1 lead against Keith. And Preacher and Spud Boy are now 6 apiece. So now things are beginning to happen here. The Team Philippines need 1 point for the win. And at the moment, they are behind. They're behind in 2 matches and they're tied in the third. So, you know, the Gamblers might be looking to do a tactical genius escape tonight, because they're going to need to win all 3 matches to win the tie. And that's a possibility. I'm surprised that Support let somebody change their name as often as that, as soon as that. That just seems crazy. You should only be allowed to change your name like once a year if you want to change your name. Nobody knows. Only Larry knows. Well, that's what we're waiting to find out after this is all over tonight. We need to look at the layout of the land once this is all finished and complete for the night. But Semi-Pro is looking like he's going to hold things together here. This is going to give him a comfortable lead. 5 racks to 1. I think the way that's turning out, we're going to give that result to semi-pro for the time being. Keith's got 1 back against Brainful Out. Preacher and Spud Boy. Let's drop into that one. And Preacher is getting the last 2, so if he can pot the 6, not Preacher, Spud Boy. Preacher's getting last 2, Spud Boy's on the table at the moment. But this cue ball's going in the right direction here. He just needs to run the 7 in. He doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball other than make sure he's past the 9. Past the 9. Oh, I think he's just got there and no more. He's overhit this a bit though. He's running up table. He needed to hit that a wee bit softer. He's still good though. He still should be getting this. He should be missing this. Spud back into the lead. Looking dry. Looking dry, and a shot to get started here for Preacher. The 1 and 2 ball shouldn't be a problem. Again, he's got to think about this 2 ball. He doesn't want to be running into the 9. Well, he's not even held the cue ball, I don't think, either. Again, that's a poor shot. Cue balls ran loose. He partially hooked himself in the 2, and he's clipped to 5. Again, just careless, and again, down to not thinking about what he's doing. That's the only excuse I can give when players do stuff like that. They're just not thinking about what they're doing. So ball in hand for Spud Boy, and well, he can really wind up Preacher here by burying him. I mean, he can pot the 2, but he should really think about tucking this cue ball. Well, look at that. He's played a big draw to get down onto the 3, and he's forgot to pot the 2. So now crazy things are happening. And Spud Boy might find himself in trouble in a minute. Set that too hard. Cue balls come too far back down the table. So it's all about this confidence and touch with the cube. That's a foul. He's hit the 8. He's hit the 8 instead. Well, I think Spud Boy's just having a midlife crisis at the moment for the last couple of visits. And he's the one in the lead. Now this Preacher going to hold himself together here. So 3, but now there's a danger he's going to end up behind this 8 ball. If he doesn't hit this hard enough. So 2 rails back across the table here. That's just, oh, now he's run into the 6. He's run into the 6 instead. Yeah, they might do it. You know, they need to win these last 3 matches. I'm giving that result to semi-pro, so that's a point. And well, the way it's looking at the moment, he's now 7-1 in front. Keith's got a slender lead there. I mean, it might all boil down to him, the way this is going, although Spud Boy's still in the lead. I mean, they're looking slightly better than they did 5 minutes ago. Let's just say that. But it can turn either way. So it can, the way this is set up. 2.5 hours we've been at it now. And Spud Boy is getting to the hill. And this is going to be vital in the overall scheme of things. That is going to be a vital win here to clinch the match for Spud Boy if he can get the job done. And no joy. Well, this is just crying out to be banked back towards the 9 ball and spin the cue ball up table and duck up behind those balls there. That's the shot I'm playing every day of the week. You know, he's going all out for the pot and hope for miracles. I would have buried that cue ball somewhere up top there. But Spud Boy won't be caring, although he's dead straight in the 1. He'll be just hoping he can get a wee bit of luck. Well, he's held that well. It is a bit of a dodgy angle in terms of just. I mean, he might actually bump this 5 ball. No, he hasn't. Needs to hit the knuckle. Well, nothing fancy. Just roll this 3 in. It's got to get there, though. It's got to get there, Spud Boy. Oh, I tell you, he's walking a tightrope here. I think the nerves are jangling. My nerves are jangling for him. Is Preacher going to get out of here clean? Yes, he can cut the 4, but he can't avoid the 9. And is he going to come out and have a sight on this 5? The answer to that is no, and he didn't see that coming either. If he'd hit it harder, he'd have potted the 9. Would you believe it? Look at that. That 9 was in every day of the week if he'd given it the legs. And that's a double kiss. And this cue ball's going to be up top the 5. And it's going to be all over unless Spud Boy's going to scratch somewhere off this 5. I can't see that happening. And there you go. Problem solved. And Spud Boy gets the win. And that is a huge result. Because there it is, confirmed that the Team Philippines have done the gamblers, regardless of what happens in Keith's match. And semi-pro. Semi-pro's on the hill, so that's going to give them another point. But it's all going to be too late. Because Spud Boy has done the business. And Spud Boy has had the 1 defeat against semi-pro. But he's had a 9-2 win against Brainful Out earlier on. And then that win there, the crucial one, gives them the overall win of the night, no matter what happens in the rest of the matches. So, semi-pro's going to get there, I'm pretty certain. And we'll go in and catch the end of this match with Brainful Out and Keith, who is given the 6 ball to Brainful Out. Brainful Out having to kick. And that's going to scratch off the 9. That's a bit of an unlucky roll there. But probably I'm going to get the blame of it as it happened when I just arrived in the room. Once again. Now, is Keith running up for the 2-9 or is he running up for the 2 into the top left-hand corner? I think he's running up for the 2 in the top left. Well, we won't be long until we're done. That semi-pro result's got to come through any second now. I mean, that's fairly imminent that that's going to come through. That gives the gamblers 3. Well, Semi-Pro clearly isn't in a hurry to get that match over and done with. Houdini's managed to pinch a rack there. He's got 2 on the board, but Houdini needs his break to work for the next 6 or 7 racks to make a match out of it, and I don't think that'll happen. Well, even though he's getting 6 and out, his first 2 breaks that we saw both came up dry. Now, how tight's that 9 ball? Not that tight. So it's now 7-3. The 3 ball is gone, no shot in the 1. Well, that's not the best of push-outs from Keith there. Now, Brain Pullout, I don't think Brain Pullout's really confident enough to play it, but he could nail him to the 7 here. It's just a perfect line to nail him to the 7. But I don't think Brain Pullout might be up to the task here. He certainly doesn't look as if he's about to play that type of shot. He's trying to run it up the other way, and that's good. That's another good option. Well, you can thank me, Spud Boy. You can thank me, because if I hadn't got a hold of him on Facebook, he would have been sunk. It took him a little while to respond, but he did come in. But you've got to say that this lack of communication that's happened all the way through this season with the league season with the Team Philippines, that's what's really let them down at the end of the day. No team captain anywhere to be seen for the last 2 or 3 weeks. He's been nowhere around. Completely lost interest in it. And I don't blame him, really, for how he's been let down by players not showing up. By showing up and then bailing out, has happened 1 week. So I think it's time to drop the idea of Team Philippines. I think that's a jinx of a name for a start. I think anything but Team Philippines. Well, there's a big mistake from Keith. So Brainful out with the 6 ball. He's got to put this in the board. Just stop the 5 ball and roll the 6 ball in. Right, the results finally come through. Semi-Pros got over the line for a 9 racks to 2 win against Houdini. There's that 3 ball pattern for the first time tonight in the matches that we've seen. So there's confirmation. The gamblers are on 3, and the most they can get is 4. It doesn't look like that at the moment, though. So this is the last match tonight that is in play, with Keith leading by 7 racks to 4. And we will be done. We'll probably be under the 3 hours, but we're at 2 hours 40 at the moment. But it also says a lot when the actual the team captain for the gamblers can't even be bothered to show it up. Not naming names, but you know who he is, and he's quite tall, and he's not been anywhere around the last 2 weeks. Or if he is, he's keeping bloody quiet. Well, Brainful out should be in full focus mode here. This is a good backup rack, having pinched that last one from that mistake by Keith. And it's already cost him 2 racks. Rainfall out hoping this little run will continue to get right back into this. But it'll be all to no avail. It won't matter at the end of it. But he's got a ball, the 3 balls gone. Now this, can he get past that 8 ball when he bumps this one? I mean, if he hits the 8 ball the wrong way, I think see this, he's got to cut the one in, and he's trying to get up past the 7. But can he get out of there clean off that 8? Yes, he can. Now that needs to bump it harder, and that will do. That's better than nothing at all. Still a dodgy cut. And ideally, he wants to come around and bump this 9. That looks as if it's taking that sort of line. And he hasn't bumped the 9, but he's still good. He's still good. So now, he's cleaning the 2. He's got. Now this can get dodgy. He'd be better off just rolling past the 6 here. Now he's took the risk and bumped the 6. The only thing that could have gone wrong on is coming back behind the 8, but he's got away with it. It was a wee bit tricky. Oh, he didn't want to do that though. Now, rainfall out, get ready. This is a little testy one. He could bank this. It's probably easier to bank it than it is to cut it. But he's got the cut. Where's the cue ball going? And it stays out. And another slightly testy pot on the 7. Well, it's looking likely now that Keith's going to get to the hill. And we'll be almost done. And we'll get a look and see where everything stands, because I haven't a clue what's going to come up next on this league page. We'll break in for the match and to conclude this evening's proceedings. He looks as if he's come up dry, and that 2 ball's going to come into play, and Braveflout's not got a shot. That sort of sums up the evening. Now, of course, he can push out, which he is doing. Now he's got to come up with a half-decent push out. Now, the thing is, where he's gone here, Keith's going to have an easy safety off this 1 ball. He can cut the 1 ball to the long rail, go past the 3 ball off that rail just above the side pocket, and duck up behind the 4 and the 8. But Keith's not interested in any of that. He's going for blood. He's played the bank. He's finished reasonably good in the 2. Now, if he can go forward and bump the 7, that'll do. He wants to be getting sort of there to get on that 3 ball. Well, he's missed the 7. And now it's a little dink in 3. Just off the rail and out for the 4. Now, is he be able to go forward with a wee bit of right? Or is he digging back? Now, he doesn't want to bump the 7. And he's avoided that. So everything's good for the run out. Well, loads of room. Loads and loads of room to come around onto this 7 ball. Could have done without that. This cue ball's trying to get to the hole, but it ain't got there. Oh, here's a little tester again on this 7, but the cue ball's heading in the right direction for this 8 ball to follow though. And that should almost settle it. Well, Keith got here, missed his first match, but he's came up good in what he has done in his matches tonight. In goes the 8. And this 9 ball will seal the deal for the Team Philippines against the Gamblers tonight. And it goes, so it's a 9-5 victory for Keith from Northern Ireland, representing the Team Philippines. If we look at that, that's going to refresh and update in a second. And it gives the Team Philippines the overall win of 6 matches to 3 tonight, following the Tactical Geniuses 8 matches to 1 victory that we've had. So now, all we need to do is look at the playoffs and see what we have. We have the Tactical Geniuses up against the Team Philippines next Saturday at 6 p.m. and I don't know what happens then after that. I haven't a clue. So that's the final apparently. The Tactical Geniuses against a team who I think have been bottom all the way through the league. And they've taken out the Gamblers tonight. And the Team Philippines are in the final, even though the league season's over. You explain it to me. Anyway, thank God that's all over. Well done to the Tactical Geniuses. Came good late on in the season and way too good tonight. And it's another, this time, unassailable victory for the Tactical Geniuses. Whether you would say well done to the Team Philippines is a bit debatable. The Gamblers might be feeling a bit miffed. I don't know what their opinion is on it, but I certainly wouldn't be happy. So that's the way these playoffs are. Apparently, you work your ass off all season, finish second. You were leading all season. You eventually finish second, and you end up getting knocked out of the event anyway. Well, that's it. That's for another day. Thanks for joining, chaps, ladies and gentlemen, whoever you might be. We'll be back next week for the final, where anything can happen. So until we meet then, I will bid you good night and take care, and we'll see you again soon. See you later, folks.
Good night, ladies.